Pawtucket's housing stats for the state of Washington. More specific, the Northwest Multiple Listing Service. And they asked me to read a disclaimer here. Statistics not compiled or published by the Northwest Multiple Listing Service. So there you go. Well, we'll start off with the entire MLS and kind of talk about number of homes sold. The number of homes sold in November for the year 2013 was 6,141. That is up 5.9%. Now that number is not as big as the other numbers for the rest of the year, as you can see, slowing down just slightly. So even though it's a low number at 5.9%, it is still up from last year, which was up 8.1% from 2011. And 2011 was a whopping year, up 35.2%. So we're getting into some pretty good numbers. These are the best numbers since 2007, which was the heyday of the market, kind of on the downslide of the heyday of the market. So that was only 40 more homes sold at that time. But if you look at the graph does show that the housing market is starting to kind of normalize, and the numbers this year are actually pretty good. They are only shown up, shall we say, or outperformed by 2006, 2007. Which were the markets that kind of got us into the trouble that we're in a couple of years ago. But now, as you can see, the market is starting to normalize, and it's following historical trends, which is nice. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if you follow this graph, it kind of goes up, and it goes up, and then it kind of goes down. And if you follow the rest of the years previous, it kind of does the same thing. The only years that were really different were the years where the government got involved there and did the $8,000 tax credit and try to bolster the market. But what we're starting to see now is a nice, strong, healthy market, which is good. And if the trends continue, we'll probably see about anywhere from 6,000 to 5,700 homes sold in the month of December. Now these numbers are when the homes closed. So they actually got offers on them in October, November, and actually closed in December. That's why you can see in January the numbers are so low, because those are the homes that got contracts on them in December, which is typically a pretty slow month, and then closed in January. And then the numbers go up from there. So if we talk volume, the average price of a home in the state of Washington is $321,555. Now that is up 1.6% from the previous year, which is not bad. I mean, it looks bad, but it's really not, because the previous year was up 14%. So we had a pretty solid number from the previous year, so we should still be fairly happy about that. Now the number of the actual dollar amount, or the volume of homes sold, was $1.97 billion. So that was down 500,000 from, let me see, it's not 1.97 billion, it's 197 billion. What was I saying? So that $197 billion was down about $5 billion from the previous year. So, or 50 billion, give or take a zero, who cares? But it was down. And you can see it was down from previous years, and from the trend that was going for 2013 on the volume, the total number was huge. You can see these numbers are up in the 20s, 30s, 40s%. and those were even up over big numbers from the year before. So is the market slowing a little bit? Yeah, possibly. But still, we're up 5.9%, up above a year that was 27.8%, which was up 24%. So that is still a pretty big number, and anybody would be happy with that. So then we get into the number one factor affecting the current market, and that is number of homes on the market, which is called the inventory. Now, the inventory right now is at 22,000 homes. Out of those 22,000 homes, there are some that probably will never sell. So that is a very, very low number. It is up from previous years, so it's up from 21,000 last year, up 4.8%, but that number was down 31%, which was down 20%, which was on top of a number that was up only 1.4%, which is down 16%, down 1.8. So if we go to the heyday in the market, there were 44,000 homes for sale in 2007. You can see 2008 held a lot of inventory, but not a lot of homes were selling. So right now we're exactly, well, not exactly, but pretty close to halfway of the number of homes that were on the market in 2007. So that's what's driving the prices up. So if you're out in the market right now looking for a home, I don't think it's going to get any better for you in December. So, you're probably going to pay a pretty good price for your home, and negotiating is probably not going to be too far off from original list price. So we look at the graph for the residential and condo housing inventory, and you can see here is the number 22,061, up slightly from last year. And then in December last year dropped to 17,000. Our clients right now are calling us up and say, hey, I don't want my house on the market during the holidays. Can you take it off? And we're happy to do that. But I don't know if that's a good strategy right now, because you're going to be the only good house on the market right now. There's going to be a lot of junk out there, and the junk is not good. And if you have a nice house that's priced correctly, you're probably going to get top dollar for it, and you shouldn't have any problems selling it relatively quickly. Now, I will say the buyers during the month of December are serious buyers. You don't get a lot of looky-loos during that time period. So, just keep that in mind. If you're thinking about taking your house off the market, I would not recommend it at this time. Let it ride till the end of December, and maybe take it off if you really want to in January, and see what happens in February or March. But here's the graph for the number of homes sold. Here we are in November 2013, again with 6,141 homes sold. Down a little bit from previous years, or maybe just not as high, but still a good solid year. So we had a good solid year in 2013, nothing to be ashamed of, and there we are. So if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call, send us an email. You can visit our website at www.thinkfrink.com. That's thinkfrink.com. If you'd like statistics specifically for your neighborhood or your area or your zip code, we do have a thing called Market Leader, or a tool, I should call it a thing. We have a tool on our website that will give you those statistics along with the community information, schools, and I'm going to do a YouTube on that too, so you can see how easy it is to pull up that information also. But feel free to drop us an email and let us know if you need anything. Again, www.thinkfrink.com. Thank you.